Gooseworx recently deleted her Reddit account because of hate comments regarding episode 7, all because of what she said in this stream.
Going into this series, I never expected one of the things that people would get mad at me for would be making the show focus on the two main characters. I was like, oh, I didn't even know you could get mad about that. It's like building up the show to be about Pomni and Jax. It's like, oh, people are actually really upset about that. I'm sorry.
I think maybe because they don't realize that Jax is like one of the two main characters, you know, because he gets introduced to like the group of 5, so it just seems like you're giving one of the other characters in the cast more attention than the other ones, and that might be...
I mean, I think people don't know where it's going, though.
Yeah.
I've seen people get mad about their predictions that just aren't true, and I'm like, oh, well, just hold out a little bit. Like, I swear, it's all for something.
I can totally see why fans thought that Jax is not the main character, because he was introduced at first alongside Ragatha as a secondary protagonist and didn't interact with Pomni much in the first 3 episodes. I myself made a video venting about some things I didn't like in episode 7, including the fact that Jax seems to be the protagonist now and not Pomni. I totally still stand by my opinion, but something crucial that I must say is that this doesn't mean that the show is bad or Goose is evil or something. The show still has 2 more episodes. I don't know what would happen in them, but knowing how Gooseworx writes and knowing that The Digital Circus is one of my favorite animated series, I have to trust that the show will not disappoint. And even if I do end up disappointed, maybe it's not the story I wanted or I was expecting, but it's the story Goose made and I support that. Let's not forget how much we love her creation and how much we still don't know. You can be angry regarding the episode, yes, but if you also choose to be hateful, that makes you a flat-out bad person in my opinion, or at least not self-aware, basically a child. But let's make a comparison between what's a critique and what's a hate comment. Critiques are more level-headed, actually state points or things to improve, and are often just opinions or suggestions. The good ones know how to make a balance between honesty and kindness. Hate comments, on the other hand, were just hard to read, okay? If you insult the person, if you talk badly about something that has nothing to do with the show, like their race, religion, their gender, that's hateful speech, okay? And especially if you encourage a person to jump off a cliff, it's just disturbing. If you see posts like this, please, I deeply encourage you to report them for hate speech. This should not be normalized. On another note, regarding this Reddit post that Goose responded to, I agree with many things said here. You can pause and read if you'd like. It basically touches on why Ragatha seems sidelined when she was actually introduced alongside Jax as a secondary protagonist to Pomni in the pilot. Even though I state my opinions now better than I did in my last video, which was, by the way, my first video, I don't think it's the time to focus on that. All opinions are valid and critics are always welcomed and viewed as a way to improve works, make connections in the fandom, and start interesting and educational discussions. At least that's how I wish there were. However, many individuals, including Jax haters or Ragatha fans, were not respectful when talking to and about Gooseworx, which led to her deleting her Reddit account and posting an apology on Blue Sky. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. To the Reddit post, Goose replied, "Do people really think that Ragatha is not gonna get any development in the last 2 episodes? I for one was a bit afraid that everything's gonna be about Jax from now on, and I kinda got myself into that frenzy, but I'm glad Goose confirmed that it's not gonna be like this. I'm kinda disappointed myself for not trusting that the future episodes will include all the other characters, but well, I had my reasons. Even right now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the future episodes, but the thing is that it doesn't matter. Even if I personally am not gonna like them, I trust myself to be mature about it, understand that this is not my story to tell or change as I please, and just move on with my life. I really would hate myself if I would act as if fictional characters are real and real people are fictional. At the end of the day, it's not that deep, it's just a show, even if we all like it very much. Statistically speaking, it's impossible for all of us to be 100% pleased with every decision made, and that's okay. One more thing I want to touch upon is that many fans that had good critiques, even if they were a bit sloppy or silly, like mine was, were accused of having poor media literacy. And I just want to say that I don't know if that's true. At the end of the day, storytelling is a two-way street. I actually think it's quite the opposite. If you got frustrated or confused that Jax is suddenly in the spotlight and the other characters, including his co-secondary protagonist and narrative foil, Ragatha, are brushed off, you could actually be quite well versed in media. Because you maybe recognized the established arcs and saw that some of them concluded off-screen, and you recognized patterns in the narrative, and maybe you started being afraid that your favorite character will continue to be sidelined, or that character roles will change suddenly again. This is understandable, especially if you express your thoughts in a normal manner. I guess being normal is the new golden standard in this fandom at this point. What was referred to as poor media literacy is not actually poor media literacy in my opinion, it's just that people are hateful and don't try to understand the changes made and don't trust Goose's process and storytelling enough, ending up expressing their frustrations in the worst way possible. But please, if you ever don't agree with the critique, please don't make people feel bad about saying it if they did it right and with good intentions. Even if the critique is not perfect or they're missing something, it's better to educate them and have a normal human conversation, while remembering that everybody has the right to their opinion, but not the right to bully others on the internet. That's literally a crime. I just want you to know that as long as you didn't accuse the author, send death threats, insults, humiliate, and send violent messages to them, then you're all good. If you did though, please just go delete the post and redeem yourself, because this is not the way. If the hate was justified, even a little bit, I wouldn't have made this video, but it's just not. The show is amazing, Gooseworx is an amazing person, and you don't even know her personally, by the way. She wrote this saying that she is really trying to make the show good and she's not trying to hurt anybody. She even apologized. She seems so sincere and hurt, and I have no reason to believe that she is not. Gooseworx worked alone for this. No big studio, no help, no nothing. When you write alone, it's easy to make mistakes. I believe many critical opinions about episode 7 may be right, knowing what we know right now, but this doesn't mean Gooseworx is a horrible writer and deserves the worst. Nobody's perfect, and this one single person wants to tell the story her way. She's been chill and made no drama ever. It's always the fandom that can't be mature about some of their opinions, and it starts to take a toll on everybody. Remember, if you stop liking a show, that's okay. It's not the end of the world, but please, just find a healthy way to cope that doesn't include being hateful on social media. Please remember that you are talking with a random person you don't even know that much about. And if you're so attached to this one particular show, please watch some other things too. YouTube is full of beautiful shows to watch. Comment down below and I'll recommend you something similar, okay? But please, calm down. Everything's gonna be okay if we can all agree to be a bit kinder to those that make beautiful, creative things for us.